Faye Kelly,
Yes.
General Manager of a very important building. Does it feel that you're a very special case here?
I do remember asking Nigel when I was given the job if I could run around with twin satin pearls and a tiara on, but yeah, I mean, it's an amazing building, it really is.
When was it built?
Between 1511 and 1514, so we celebrated its 500-year
Wow.
birthday last year.
It's quite a responsibility.
Absolutely, yeah. The upkeep, it's obviously a national monument status for English heritage now, so obviously that brings with it a lot of responsibility for the upkeep of all the grounds and, certainly the gardens are the oldest Tudor gardens in the country, but the walls, all the walled gardens and everything that, this building has with it, we have to take good care of.
Apparently, the gardens are under the control of one lady.
Oh, Kate Edmonds, yes. Yeah, she's an incredible lady. She's works tirelessly and, even in the bleak winter, and she always makes sure that there is something really beautiful to look at. And for one person to do that on a part-time basis, she is superwoman.
So we've got some lovely varieties of tomatoes growing away in the greenhouse. We've got some, we had some lovely courgettes coming through. We have put more order in with the gardener for next year, so we're going to have lots of courgette flowers and we're going to do some mini aubergines and some chilies, etc. And try and do what we can with the land that we've got.
The vineyard as well.
The vineyard, yeah, we produce our own wine. We produced 340 bottles last year.
Just enough for the residents.
Yeah.
Good history here. I mean, forgetting the history as it were. Kenneth Bell, of course, moved from Oxford, from the restaurant Elizabeth to here, many years ago now.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's sort of grown in stature.
It certainly has, and Mark continues to wave the banner for great food and local produce, and doing everything we can really to exceed our local customers' expectations, working very well with our suppliers and local market.
I started in Bristol, just outside Bristol, washing up, starting off in that famous place where a lot of chefs do in the sink, and love cooking, really enjoyed cooking. Stayed in Bristol for a few years, went off to London and cut my teeth in London for 4 years. Which was great. Worked under some wonderful chefs. Primarily it was with Stuart Gillies when I was with Gordon Ramsay at the Boxwood Cafe. That was an amazing experience. Stuart was so passionate about the produce and keeping it simple, fresh, seasonal. He really sort of drilled it into me how food should be. I had a stint at the Wolseley with Chris Cornwood and Jeremy King, which was incredible. The volume that the Wolseley was doing and still does is phenomenal. And then came back to the area, back to be with family and a great opportunity just outside Bristol.
So it's a special place for locals, but most of your guests are residents.
Most of the guests are residents, and a lot of international guests, certainly through the summer months. It's very high-end American, Canadian, Australian travellers that stay here. Really, the culture vultures, so people who are travelling here specifically to stay in a castle, and certainly this is the only Tudor Castle to be operating as a hotel. So it's a very, significant bucket list check for many people. It's quite an intimidating building, really. So people who are not used to staying in places like this, you'll find them, cowering in the lounge at times because they want to whisper. And, it's for the staff to make sure that they make the most of the experience and talk to them and show them around and make them feel that they are at home in this castle.
Sure. Well, it does have a homely feeling to it, actually.
I hope so.
How many bedrooms do you have?
We have 26, so all, again, completely different, completely individual, lovely fireplaces, lovely stone walls, beautiful beds done by Steve Edgar, has done a lot of the work, the carving of the four-poster beds and the furniture, and so it's quite an incredible building.
I think when people arrive, I think when you walk through the door and you drive through the driveway, it's really a wow factor. And for me, the food has to match that. It has to fit the location. I don't think we can be too modern or too wacky. I think it's important to bring elements of modern techniques and methods into the food. But I think traditionally it needs to be top of the game, top produce, top local food, and almost reflect the building.
And a big night out for local people, I guess.
It is. So it's a very treasured place locally. I'm actively encouraging the locals just to come in and walk around the gardens, take tea, take coffee. They don't have to come in and spend a fortune. They just have to believe that this castle is theirs. It belongs to the town. You know, we're simply custodians, and you know, our lunch menus are very, very well priced. So it gives an opportunity for people, you know, locally to come in and try. But they equally are hugely supportive of us. So their weddings, their special occasions, their anniversaries and birthdays, it's very well supported locally, and we try very hard to look after our locals.
How many do you seat in both of them?
So we've got 2 dining rooms and 2 private dining areas. So the 2 dining rooms hold about 30 in each one. We've got private dining for 28. We've also got the Tudor Hall across the way, which can do up to 65 for weddings and banquets. And we've also just started doing dinners in our cellar, in our wine cellar, underground wine cellar, which traditionally was the dungeon of the castle.
It's a fairy tale castle.